What is up, everyone? This is me, Prasanna Balakrishnan, back again. This time for the match review of Chennaiyin FC nil, East Bengal nil in the Hero ISL. I've got Sauradip with me. He's a massive East Bengal fan. He's also been on the Fanspire. He's also a Manchester United fan as well. Here to discuss the game with me of what was, um, well, I wouldn't say it was an entertaining game to be fair, but so many chances, yet none of them converted. Sorry, what was your first thoughts on the game?
Hi Prasanna, thanks for having me here.
Yeah, man.
Uh, so first impression about the whole game was disappointing, to be honest. Like the things haven't been going well for East Bengal on the pitch, and the performance was, I won't say it's better, but yeah, result wise, it's something is better than nothing. But yeah, at the end, it's still a disappointment from a football fan's perspective. The game wasn't that eye catching either.
No, what's actually going with East Bengal? Because even the last season, there were talks of we're still going to be in I League, we're going to join ISL, and then Mamta Banerjee had to intervene, and you got yourself in the ISL, um, and but since you got into ISL late, you got the players also you weren't able to get the top quality players. You kind of had to deal only with the ones that were left over, be it Indians or be it foreigners. So that didn't go well. And is it like the same case this year also, or what's actually going on?
So I'll just keep it short and brief because it's a huge story which is going on, and so the thing is, for last year, it all started when Mohan Bagan got into ISL.
Yeah,
So it's like the rivalry goes between East Bengal and Mohan Bagan.
obviously,
So
obviously.
so Mohan Bagan is in ISL and East Bengal is not in ISL. It's a questionable state of the East Bengal fans,
Yeah.
and at least I'll say at least 95% of the section of the fans wanted to be in the ISL because Mohan Bagan isn't, and ISL without West Bengal Mohun Bagan doesn't have the glamour or pomp, whatever we say it.
Yeah.
So with the back and due to the pandemic situation and due to the problem with the Quest Corp, who were the previous investors, there was a lot of issues going on because the sporting right was under Quest control and they were not giving it back, and there were some lots of issues going on. So Mamata Banerjee had to intervene. They got sporting rights, but then the problem was the investors because these clubs, although they're 100 years old club, they don't have the financial backing.
Yeah.
And the to play in ISL, you have to pay around 15 or 16 lakhs. I don't remember the exact sum.
Hmm.
So that's being taking us for this monetary issues and all. East Bengal was looking for investors, and fortunately, due to Mamata Banerjee's intervention, uh, Street Cements Group came in and they became the investors. So it was pretty delayed, and East Bengal had by then made a team with the mix of experience and youth, which was not so good. And with Robbie Fowler bringing the foreigners, it didn't go well, and the results were to be followed. But what happened is that right now is also going on is that Quest has given a term sheet which has few clauses according to which they are going to stake the ownership of the whole team, and they are going to take a part of the club. Like they have the clauses which they have mentioned
Hmm.
categorically, and this is a fight between two parties where none of them are going to back from what their standpoint is. From the
Right.
perspective of mine, I feel that some of the clauses which Quest has given is it's not practically possible in Kolkata football culture. Like in Kolkata football culture, the fans are allowed, like whenever a big game comes in, for instance, ISL is a big game, so the fans will be there around the club. They will move around the club tents and all. These things cannot be. Yeah, you can control it, but you cannot ban it forever. And there are certain things which the law or which the norms which the Quest Corp has given. Sorry, not Quest. The City Cement has given. It makes me feel that they are more of interested to be the owner of the club than being investors.
Hmm.
So I feel the most probable solution should be a good initiative where they both the parties come together in the same page, where they decide that football is the main thing which they need to develop, and for that they both need to come to certain terms.
Both Quest and Sri Simmons, you mean?
No, the club officials and the Sri Cements. The
Oh,
quest
okay.
is over. The saga with the quest is over. Right
Okay.
now, now Sri Cement wants to invest in the club, but for that they want certain privileges and rights, which those
Okay.
things are not practically possible to be
Yeah.
given to them. because
Okay.
this club is run by the for by the all the by the officials, but the officials elected by people like us, the members.
Hmm.
So we have a authority. We have the right to make some decisions. So these things cannot be accepted according to the fans here or according to the culture here. It's more of, I understand it's more of corporate culture, but there has to be certain middle grounds.
Yeah, obviously you need investors, but football is the first priority over anything
Correct,
else.
correct,
Others come second. Obviously, the money involved, that is a different story. You need to have a business that needs to function. You need a business that needs to turn on money, else the business will be a failure. But
absolutely.
and the thing is, even before ISL times, even during I League times, and when Mohan Bagan or East Bengal match is going on, the vibe itself is like so different. I mean, on a match day, there is nothing else you think of. Uh,
It's not about the match day. Sorry to interrupt. It's just the prior to the match day, the 3 4 days, the build up to this match. It's very like I used to stand in queues of 1,000 people behind just to get a ticket. Or if I didn't get a ticket, I used to go to the club officials and tell them, Uncle, I want to watch the game. Give me a ticket. So that's how we used to get the tickets. The vibe around the whole match circulating, the Kolkata Maidan gets separated in this. You will just see red and gold and maroon and green on these 2 days. So all of these things, and you understand, if you know, the Bengali culture is very sentimental towards these issues. So these things are being hit right now. If you see, Moonbagan also has some problems,
yeah,
even after having a very very good investor, but they are
yeah,
having problems.
yeah,
So something needs to be fixed, to be honest.
yeah. And that is one thing of my bucket list. I have in my bucket list now to watch a Kolkata derby at the
Solid.
Hall Lake Stadium. Yeah, that is one of my this thing, because as an Indian football fan, that is the thing which gets
Yeah,
everyone interest. But yeah, we'll kind of go to the game, and I'll run through
yeah.
Chennai FC's lineup quickly. So it was basically the same lineup that went in that won against Northeast United. Vishal Kait being in goal, the back four being Regan Singh, Narayan Das, Slavko, and Jerry. Obviously in left back position. The two in front of them were Anil Thapa and Ariel Bodishok. And the front four, or front three, however you want to call it, Larinjola Chante, Vladimir Koman, um, Midland, and of course the strike partner, the striker being Rahim Ali, who I thought had a great game today, but I'll come to that later. So yeah, I would let you to go over the East Bengal lineup once.
So the lineup is more of a conventional 4-2-3-1 formation with the center back pairing keeps on changing. This time it was Tomislav and
No,
and
it's
I
actually
guess
4-4-2 if as I see it. It's kind of Chennai FC is on the top, and on the bottom is East
okay.
Bengal. Is
Okay,
what
yeah, it's conventional 4-4-2. It's Tomislav along with Jonia and which is one of the change. On the right back, we got to see first time Daniel Gomes, who only got an half to play. In the midfield, one of the best players of the team so far, Mohammad Rafiq, was there along with
Yeah.
Amir Derisevic, who was, and there was some interesting changes like Darren's Amarjit playing on the right wing, whereas he's a conventional central midfielder, and on the left, we got to see Darren Sidol, one of the best foreign recruits of the club so far. And in the front, there was only Chima, and I guess I don't remember the jersey number 27. I can't.
I think it's Chukwu. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Chuku,
Dan Chukwu.
Chuku and Naura Mahesh Singh. So yeah, it was a conventional 4-4-2 formation.
So yeah, so Chennai started the game well. I mean, East Bengal, they were kind of looking to sit back and hit on the counter attack, but we had early chances, and I thought Rahim Ali was kind of felt like isolated in the first two games and didn't play that well. But he played, but he created kind of two early chances today. Both of them were saved by Shubham. I think he came in place of Arindam, who had an absolute shocker against ATK Mohan Bagan.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
kind of called
Raimali
him
do play
Vincent
for good.
Arindam because like you don't just directly like not in literal terms, but when you directly go from one person to your rival, it's kind of like well, what the hell is actually happening? Because he did have a good few years there. Um, he did win things, but he obviously had to be dropped. And what have you made of this new keeper? And he
I
had a
think
fantastic game today.
he had a fantastic game, and I was very surprised to see him starting instead of Shankar Rai. If you remember, Shankar Rai was one of the standout keepers of Mohan Bagan last I League win, when the
Yeah,
last time they won the I League.
yeah, he was
Shankar
superb.
Rai is a very experienced player, and Shubham Sen is a newcomer. So it was very interesting to see him. Although aerial balls, I do have questions under Shubham, but the outing of him, like when he charged down and saved Rahim Ali's 1-1, which was a very smart move, I guess. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with Shubham's performance today. Probably he kept us from danger for newer stands.
And yeah, and that was kind of the tempo because Chennai FC they dominated the game from and at least in the first half. I remember seeing the stat at halftime. East Bengal didn't have even a shot on target. It was I think 11 shots to I think 5 or 6 just shots, and we had 4 shots on target, and you had none. And I think Chukwu more than um, going forward. I think defensively also he had a very good game. I think Rafiq played well. Amarjit Singh was doing decently. I'm not gonna lie. But who are your standout? Who are your um, if you have to pick players who had good performances, who all would you pick today?
So for today, I will pick the left back Ira Mandal. One for sure, he was the hero of the match, I guess.
Yeah,
And Shubham also had a very good game. Rafiq too had a good game. Rest aside, uh, even though they had a good game, but that good game was not enough to win the match. So they have to pull their socks off, I guess.
and probably one. I think the probably the first chance or sort of chance fell to probably Chupo, where Rafiq's crossed the ball to him and he couldn't keep possession. That I think that was kind of just before half time. Um, but apart from that, you didn't have much going forward, and that was the problem. And even on the second half, you bought on Adil Khan, you bought in Raju Gaikwad, who I thought missed an absolute sitter. I mean,
Yeah,
it was a wonderful
true.
cross, and he got his
He
head to
just
it.
had
He just hit it on the
true,
ground and went up. If he had got a better connection, that would have got
true.
that would have been a goal. And even towards the end, Mohammad Rafiq he had a shot that was
Yes,
deflected, not deflected. It was well defended. But apart from that, there weren't many. And one more chance fell to Chukwu, and I thought Slavko, he was fantastic today. That Serbian defender, he had
yeah.
to get in that tackle. Else, that was an easy shot on target. And when you spoke of Shubham Sen dealing with the aerial ones, that's when Vishal Kait has a problem as well. The last game also we saw him. There was a throw from Mashur Sharif. Vishal Kait just randomly came forward and he got none of it. And today he had a much better game, although one or two moments he was kind of not confident. But overall today he didn't have. I wouldn't say he didn't have much to do compared to what he normally
Shubham.
does because East Bengal going forward they didn't offer much. Did you? What did you think of that?
Yeah, I agree with you partly, but whatever the two chances which we had were clear cut chances. And what I felt is being on lacks right now is a proper creative midfielder, somebody of who can drag the man from the defense from the positions, who would be able to make some passes and play the interchanges. So that is something which is missing, and that's why when it comes to attacking threat, it was pretty nullified when it were compared to the compact Chennai defense. And yeah, and also not to mention, like you mentioned, the Serb had a very good game.
Yeah, so the nothing much else to talk apart from these stats. It's just that Chennai had so many chances we didn't score. It's kind of like, of course, I'm a Chelsea fan. You're a Man United fan. That Chelsea Man United game,
Mm.
just 1 or 2 weeks
It's
back, kind of the
same
exact
vibe
same.
actually.
I'll probably bring up the stats so it'll be convenient for everyone else to see. And
I what
that
Yeah.
was absolutely mine. I'll just share that screen in a minute, and
Hmm.
after that you can just give me a sec. Yeah, go ahead. You were about to say something.
Yeah, I was saying that what Chennai missed today was Rafael Crivellaro.
Yeah,
He is one of the guys who I really like because he has this aura of carrying the ball on his feet and he's very comfortable with the ball. So he is one of those guys who is being on lead right now at the moment. And had he been in the Chennai team today, things would have been different. The scores would have been different.
Yeah, he's actually injured and he's out for this month. And even towards last season, after the game against ATK Mohun he was injured and he was out for the season.
Hmm.
And the problem back then was we didn't have a replacement for him. It was only late that Lanzarote came in, and by the time we were almost out.
Yeah,
And this time, we have Coman who has been playing well. I'm not gonna lie, he has had good games, but when Cavallaro is there, you just kind of feel a different thing altogether. He controls the midfield right from start to finish, and at least you're gonna churn out 3 or 4 chances per game. But saying that, Chennai still had chances. I mean, the one you said, when Shivam said saved a Rahim Ali, that was a fantastic bit of play. And I thought Rahim Ali could have probably dinked it, but he went for the first time shot, and that was saved. And there was some moments of poor decision making by Chennai. Even I mean, there were chances to cross the ball, but it didn't reach the thing properly. And you see the stats here. I mean, you look at that 24 shots to 11, 4 shots on target to 158% possession to us. And look at this. I'll probably zoom this corner count so that everyone can possibly see.
yeah, it
12
looks great.
corners
So
we had to compare to your 5. And when you have 12 corners and you don't even make use of one of them, that is absolutely disappointing. And as I said, it was basically like the Chelsea United game probably 1 week back. Chelsea had so many shots, so many corners, none of them actually worked. The only difference is the score is 0-0 and not 1-1. If actually
yeah.
a team had taken the chances, probably it would have been much better off. And the standings there, Chennai FC, they temporarily go top, and Odisha have to play. They play Kerala Blasters, I think, in a few days' time.
Hmm.
And so basically, where from here to for East Bengal, because have 2 draws and 2 losses, and you just and you've already played 4 games, so
Yeah, only team to
there
play
is a
four
high
games.
chance that you could go bottom when Northeast United and Goa play their next game. So what do you think needs to happen for East Bengal to get the season back on track and to start winning?
The first thing needs to be sorted first is that to pick the right man in the starting 11 and fix the formation who would play. You have Jackie Chan Singh who is an out and out right winger, but you are playing Amarjit Singh as central midfielder on the right
Yeah,
wing. So you need to set it up with your team first. Then you need to find there is no connection between the midfield and the forwards. What I found from Chiku, the guy who played for Molde previously,
yeah,
he is a very good holder of the ball, but he is not good with speed, or neither his finishing is too good. Peresovic, he is more of a ball. He likes to carry the ball, but you cannot keep or you cannot start with them all at once. So those are the things which need to be puzzled. These puzzles has to be sorted out first, and then let's come to the right hand side of the defense. You, after 4 games, I don't know who is the best choice right back who should play. Raju Gaikwad is horrible. I like the game which he had last time against Mohun Bagan. It was really pathetic to see the mistakes after mistakes after mistakes, and he was getting bullied left, right, and center.
yeah.
Adil Khan is there, Ankit Mukherjee is there. Why are you not using them? They are not there to be there. Even there are, if you think these guys are not quality wise good enough, then why don't you go for the youngsters? There is players like Shubho Ghosh in the bench. There are lots of players who can play. Why are you not using them? You bought 31 players and you are only using a certain number of players. So those excuses are actually not acceptable.
And yeah, so that probably comes to the end of the review. I hopefully things get well for East Bengal and they start getting on a good run of form. Who do you guys play next? Let me just pull it up.
I
Yeah,
actually
next
have
game is
no.
Goa on Tuesday. That's not going to be
That's
easy.
tough.
And then you have Kerala, Northeast, and that's the games come thick and fast. There is no breathing room um,
Yeah,
for,
that's the
for many
bad thing about
teams.
ISL. Like, once you are in a bad phase, you don't get time to get out of it. Like one setback can lead to another setback. So it's high time everybody refresh themselves and start playing more proactively.
Yeah, and even the fixtures sometimes are kind of very random. And the
Yeah,
thing is, the first three for Chennai, first 3 games they're not on weekends, and after today, Chennai just play on the next Saturday only. I mean, sometimes you get 2 games in a week, 2 or 3 games in a week, but sometimes you just get one in a week. That's kind of pretty random, but I think
yeah.
probably
The
that's
flow
just
gets
the case for everyone.
Yeah, it's the case for everyone. That's right. But yeah, that's not how we expect tournament to be conducted, right? So I hope from next year onwards, like we have been hearing, it's going to be a 6 or 7 month long league. Let's hope for the best. Let's see some certain good improvements.
I mean, yeah, we keep hearing them, but we just hope that happens and we have a
Yeah,
proper league and not just 3 or 4 months, because we see the effects of even them playing in India. We None of our players can even last 90 minutes. That's the big problem. And
that's the
if you
big
don't
yeah.
have a long league, you're gonna struggle. That's what we are faced with now. Hope that all changes next season. Thanks, Sauradip bhai, for coming on. It's been a pleasure having you. It's always nice to talk to fans to have to see what their perspective on the game is. And I'll be doing a Chelsea versus West Ham review tomorrow with another West Ham friend of mine. Tomorrow is an early kickoff for Chelsea, and yeah. Um, if you're new to this channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button. I'm close to 250 subs. Hopefully, it can only go up and up from here. But as I keep saying at the end of every single video, we're still in the midst of a pandemic. So stay safe and keep washing them hands. Thanks, sorry, Bye. Catch you soon.
Thank you.